Hi everybody, so this is the precursor to the big event as I will soon be showing my whole makeup collection and my storage. I wanted to do an updated inventory. So I've done inventories by the numbers for many years. If you go back through my channel, throughout my channel's history, there are inventories from year to year. Oftentimes I would compare what I had the year previously. I've decided to not do that this year because I just want to leave the past in the past and I want to work on moving forward. I wanted to talk about all my inventory numbers before I showed my collection so you get an idea of what I have, what you're looking at, because I'm not going through and showing each individual piece of makeup. It's more about what I have overall. So I wanted to talk about those numbers just to give you a little bit of perspective as to what those numbers actually look like, because I feel like it's easy to over or underestimate what a person actually has, and these are the actual numbers. So I have my eyes, my lips, and my face categories. I'm just going to go through the numbers now. Like I said, this is by the numbers. There are no pictures because the collection will be coming very shortly. So that's something to look forward to. So the first category I have for eyes is eyeliners. So these are just regular pencil eyeliners. I have 76. This varies between small sample sizes and things that are almost used up to double-sided eyeliners to full-size pencil eyeliners. So it's a variety of different things. I used to really break things down into really specific categories, but I didn't feel like that really benefited me. Like, I want to know what I have and what makes sense to me, which is more general categories and whole products. And I used to really break things up, but in reality, like let's say a double eyeliner, if I like one side of the double eyeliner, I'm not getting rid of the whole thing so that I only have the double-sided. It doesn't work that way. I have one whole product, so I just count it as one individual item. That's what I do for a lot of my products, because unless it is something that is a straight up individual product, it's stuck together, whether I like the whole thing or just a part of it. So for liquid eyeliners, I have 11. Most of these are colorful eyeliners, so I have like a white and an orange. These are things that I don't really use very often and that will probably end up decluttered pretty soon or dried up, really, because they don't really last very well. And I was swatching some of them, I can see they're very faded, so I'm just hanging on to them as long as they last, because every now and then I'm just like, oh, I want like a line of white, or like, oh, I remember I have that orange, or I have that green liquid liner for whatever fantasy kind of look I'm coming up with. Next category is mascara. I have 4 of them, not really a big number. I really need to declutter more of my mascaras. For eye pencils and crayons, so you know those sort of like chubby pencil crayons, those things that aren't quite an eyeliner. Like, I define an eyeliner as those things that you sharpen. A lot of those times those like chubby sticks or like twist up ones, or they have like the special sharpener. It's their own category. I will show them when I do my inventory. I think an example would be like the NYX Stick and Milk, you know, that white pencil. That's, you know, it's an eye crayon. That's just the only way I can describe it. I have 14 of those. Next, I have a miscellaneous eye category because I have a bunch of various different products that I wasn't sure how to quite categorize. So I have 35 various eye products. So this would be stuff like cream eyeliner pots, things like the Sueva Beauty UV liners. So they're like the colorful eyeliners that like show up against like the UV blacklight. I have a couple of like the MAC paint pots, so I just really wasn't sure what to categorize those things as, and I just was like, am I gonna have a category for like 2 paint pots? No, I'm just gonna put this in miscellaneous. So that's what those products are. Of course, I will point those out as well. I have 12 brow products. I just lumped all my brow products together, so brow gel, dip brow, brow pencils. Again, didn't feel like it was worth separating it. 12 is a pretty decent number. I maybe have a little bit too much than what I actually really need for brows, but a lot of those extra things are things that were like extra little gifts or things. So I really know what I like when it comes to brow, except for brow gel. I haven't settled on a brow gel yet. I have one eyeshadow primer, Urban Decay Primer Potion. So I could have put that in the miscellaneous eye category, but I just thought I would leave it separate because I know I've had a lot of eye primers in the past. For eyeshadow palettes, as you would have just heard about my eyeshadow palette inventory, which I did, complete collection, showed every single palette that I have, and my whole project progress, which I talked about. I have 68 eyeshadow palettes. This varies from 4-pan palettes like the e.l.f. Bite Size to like the Morphe 35O. So we've got some tiny ones and some large ones. I didn't separate them. That's just what they are. And I have 190 single shadows. So I counted all of my single shadows. I don't feel like I have a lot in comparison to other people on YouTube. I feel like my collection is really on the smaller side compared to sort of similar creators, but I do kind of wish I had more single shadows just for the sake of content, to be able to really do like up-to-date duping the vibe sort of videos, doing more things with single shadows. It's so appealing to look at and watch. So from a creator's perspective, that's why I'd want more, but for everyday usage, I rarely use singles. I'm definitely a palette girl for everyday use. The next category is lips. So I have one lip palette. I decided to throw that in there because I've really been loving my Anastasia lip palette. Everybody's always asking what's on my lips in all my videos. It's always that palette because I'm having so much fun mixing things together and kind of creating custom shades. So I thought I'd put that on there. I have 60 lip liners, which is a lot. This varies from, again, little mini lip liners to large lip liners, those pencil lip liners. I have a lot of lip liners, more than I thought. I found more when I was reorganizing for my inventory. I just kept finding them. I was like, okay, well, at least I found them now so I can use them more, because I have been liking to overline my lips a lot, so I will try and play with some of those lip liners, get some use out of them. I have 63 lipstick bullets. So things like, think of MAC lipstick. That's what I classify as a lipstick bullet. 63. And 27 lipstick sticks. I really wasn't sure what to call these, like stuff like the lippy sticks from ColourPop, because yeah, I hung on to a couple of them. I did a mass declutter of my ColourPop lip products, but a couple of them I refused to let go of, and I was like, does it smell good? Okay, we're good. We're gonna keep it for now. I really love ColourPop lip products, which is just the example of why I like have a hard time letting them go. But that's just what I consider to be like a lip crayon or like a lipstick stick. I do feel like I have a lot of lipsticks because my next category is liquid lipsticks, and I have 124. 124 liquid lipsticks. Now, I would say the majority of these are little. So they either came in sets of the little ones, or they came as like free samples or in some sort of packages. A lot of them are little baby ones, little sample size, travel size liquid lipsticks, but still I have 124. It's a lot. It's a lot of lipstick for someone who really doesn't wear a lot of lipstick. You know, except for my recent rediscovery of the lip palette, which is not a liquid lipstick. I really haven't been playing with lipsticks very often, but it's more motivating to use some of these things. And I did a general lipstick declutter not too long ago, and I want to do one again because I really need to sit down and really look through everything to see what's good and what's bad. I did do a minor declutter when I was doing my inventory, and I didn't bother to like hang on to those things to talk about. I just threw them out. Things that had dried out were very obviously dried out that I knew were bad when I was swatching them, or things that I had on my radar that I was like, I know this is going to be bad because it was almost bad the last time I had done an inventory. So I did get rid of a few things, which is still sad that the number is so high, but I feel like it's an easy thing to accumulate, especially as someone who doesn't use lip products very often. For lip glosses, I have 37. I believe I might have a couple of more. See, I have lip glosses and lip balms because I have 9 lip balms. I have them in a few different places, like purses, like at work. And I haven't been at work for the last week and a bit, so I feel like those numbers might need to get tweaked a little bit. I also have a couple things that live in my purse, and I was like, I don't really know where to put these because it feels like a separate thing altogether, like what's in my bag and what's at work. Like my work lip balm, I don't really factor that into my whole inventory because it rarely ever comes home, right? So it just doesn't seem like it's part of the same collection. I don't know, I might have to alter those numbers when I go back to work again and see what's actually there. And lip creams, I have 5. So a lot of lip products. And I think most of my sort of storage, my acrylic containers behind me, are lip products because they take up a lot of space. The last category, general category, are face products. So I have 10 face primers. This number has gone up. Some of these are travel size, deluxe sample sizes. Some of these are full sizes. I was gifted a lot of face primers, which is why the number has increased, so very grateful for that. I have 5 foundations. This number has increased as well. I will say my CoverGirl foundation, though, has like maybe a week's left of use, so I'm pretty sure by the end of the year that foundation will be gone, leaving me with 4 foundations, one of which I don't really like very much. It's this Rimmel foundation, leaving me with 3 foundations, and the Fenty is almost gone. The Giorgio Armani is really good, which I really enjoy using, and of course the MAC Water Weight, which is my recent foundation. So I feel like by the end of the year, I'm going to be down 1, if not 2 foundations. I have 13 face powders. I did do a face powder declutter a couple months ago, I believe, so I did weed through that quite a bit. Again, variety of sizes, a lot of sample sizes, but also some full-size powders. I have 6 bronzers and 8 contour powders and 10 concealers. Those are all pretty decent numbers, I feel like. The concealers are definitely going to go down pretty quickly. Those are things that I'm working on for like my rotating project pans and things like that. I have 5 color correctors. I really need a new green one. Most of them are pink color correctors. I did end up repurchasing the Becca Under Eye Corrector. That is one of my newest splurges because I just realized how much I missed it, how much I really enjoyed using it. So I'm almost out of the Urban Decay one, and then I will swap in the LA Girl one as the replacement for the Urban Decay and the Becca as the Becca, because there's just no comparing the Becca Under Eye Corrector. For highlighters, I have 45. I also just recently did a collection and declutter of my highlighters. The only thing I haven't added to my inventory are those maybe highlighters. So I had a pile of things that I wanted to try. Anything that gets permanently removed obviously won't be added, and if it makes its way back permanently into my collection, or at least permanently for now, I will adjust my inventory numbers accordingly. I have a spreadsheet that I have referenced all these numbers on as well, just to keep track of things for myself. I have 62 blushes, and also just recently did a blush collection and declutter. Same as with the highlighters, and as well with the maybe pile, I didn't include those numbers in here either. I will address those as it goes, depending on what gets added from my basket, because I want to make sure I give those the proper attention to figure out if it's worth keeping or not. Then I have some glitters. I have 42 jars of loose glitter. I like glitter. I like it a lot, apparently. 42 jars of loose glitter and 22 liquid glitters. So things like the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liners I considered to be a liquid glitter. I have a couple of other things that are sort of like suspended in some sort of like gel. Anything that's basically applied on its own without needing an actual glitter adhesive is what I consider to be a liquid glitter, just to keep that separate. And I have an extra category that I created of collectible makeup. So I have 9 things that as of right now I don't use, but I'd still like to keep as long as I have the space to do so. In the past, I talked about keeping a lot of stuff that had personal memories to me, things that I felt like were pretty or pretty packaging, things I bought for specific reasons or somebody gifted to me and I wanted to keep. I had to get rid of a lot of those things because I just didn't have the space, but a couple of things have held on. So for example, I have 2 products from the Marilyn Monroe MAC collection. So as a big fan of Marilyn Monroe, I want to keep those products for the packaging. I even have the boxes that they came in as well for decoration. So those are kind of more collectible things. I have like my Dior packages, which I really love. They're just beautiful to look at. So as long as I have the space to keep those kind of things, I want to keep them. But I also want to keep track of it and make sure that I'm actually keeping things that mean something to me for whatever that reason may be, and not just keeping things for the sake of keeping it. Because that was definitely something I ran into in the past, where I was just hoarding like empty makeup packages and things that I'd finished that I didn't even really like, that I was just hanging on to it, and I didn't need to do that, and I'm glad I let go of a lot of that stuff. I just want to keep some of those special items that really means something to me. So that is all for my makeup inventory. I hope that helps put everything into perspective when you see my entire collection. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I feel like my numbers are pretty manageable right now. I did do a fairly decent declutter of a few of the larger categories. The only thing I really want to tackle again is the lip products, mostly because I feel like some of those things have gone bad, or they're just things I really should let go of at this point. Like, I definitely feel like there's some lip products I'm holding on to because I feel like I should hang on to them, but they're never going to perform the same way again. You know, once they hit that certain level, they just change. So I just need to let go of some of those things. I think there's that little bit of fear that I'm going to want all of these things sort of back when they're gone, but it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with because there's no point hanging on to things that A, I'm not using, and B, that aren't good anymore. So that's the real big thing I want to tackle when it comes to my inventory, but everything else I feel like I've really pared down. When I look at my foundation numbers, when I look at my powder numbers, like face powder, when I look at all of those numbers, I feel like they're really manageable. And I feel like it's just enough stuff that I can play with things, but if I happen to get a couple of new things, I can still try them and it's not going to be overwhelming. Like if I got a new contour powder, it's not going to drive me crazy because I have way too many to use or whatever. I just feel like I have, in most categories, a decent amount. And I do feel like there are some gaps missing. Like I feel like there's a lot of newer things that I'm missing because obviously not buying makeup means that you're missing out on formula changes, new formulas, new brands, like there's things like that, or even just trendy things that I can't really duplicate with what I have. So like a cream gel blush, if I don't have it, I can't really make it look exactly the same or perform exactly the same. So there's those little things that I've been aware of, but I feel incredibly familiar with all the stuff I have. There's only a handful of things that I would look at and be like, I don't know what this is, and I don't know how this performs because I have been neglecting it for whatever reason because some other product took its place. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good solid spot right now. And that's why I didn't want to do a comparison to the past. I just feel like right now, in the situation that I'm in, the space that I'm in, like everything fits, everything is very comfortable. So I just have to kind of tackle it moving forward instead of always looking back. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching XLMIS. I've been having a great time. I can't wait to share more stuff with you guys. Let me know if you have any video suggestions, requests, recommendations, especially stuff that you would like to see post XLMIS because I'm already starting to brainstorm that stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.